but the relationship is really rocky. So I feel like a part of Darcey wants me and Florian to not be happy in our marriage because she's not happy in her own marriage.
I mean, to be fair, that is a very common thing for a lot of people, whether that be people that are siblings or just friends. There are many people who do not like seeing other people happy because they're unhappy in their own relationship. So maybe there's truth to what she's saying. Hey, let's get into it.
Stacey not treating you good, you should be more single. You remember that?
To Florian. No, you're better off single. No, don't blame me for your marital problems, Stacey. Okay, I'm not.
It's crazy though, because I don't think. Well, listen. To be fair, obviously, I guess Darcey may know a little bit more than we do know, but from what we can see, I don't think it's a case of where she's trying to blame. Actually, no. There are elements of where Stacey is trying to blame Darcey for her relationship with Florian. Definitely those elements, but to hear that this is what Darcey has said behind her back definitely doesn't help in any kind of way. If anything, it helps Stacey believe even more that Darcey is nothing but a problem for their relationship, which in reality she's not. She's not, because you see, earlier on in the episode, there was simple that question of which side would you pick, Stacey or Darcey's, and Florian was like, I don't know what side I'd pick. That is a ridiculous answer. He should always pick the side of his wife no matter what. Even if he disagrees, in public you support your wife, and then in private you then let her know exactly how you feel, and it works both ways. But to make your wife feel less than, or make her feel like as if someone else matters more or whatnot in front of other people, is a crazy work. And that's something that Florian definitely needs to work on, and that has nothing to do with Darcey. Regardless of what Darcey may say in his ear, all that kind of stuff, Florian is still a grown-ass man who is in a position where he can still take charge of his own relationship. In fact, if Darcey is saying certain things to him that's affecting his relationship with his own wife, he should be putting that barrier between his relationship. There should be a boundary that he should create with Darcey in terms of what she can and cannot say. You see what I'm saying? Rather than allowing her to have some form of interference in their relationship. Because here's the thing, let's just say, for example, on one side, we've got Darcey saying certain things to Stacey, and then saying certain things to Florian, and then therefore it's really hindering their relationship even more. Well, Florian still has a responsibility to tell Darcey to not say anything to him, and so does Stacey. But of course, because they're siblings, I guess that is a bit different, isn't it? But either way, though, to know that you're potentially getting under the skin of two people in the relationship is not a good thing. You see what I'm saying? Just saying. I hope I made sense, but we continue.
Married to you guys. Yeah. What? Because you want a man or something? Are you crazy? I've never, ever in a million years would even have that thing, that thought.
That is a crazy statement, though, man. You want to F my man? Damn, man. That was literally the pinnacle of like, okay, clearly, there are issues in your relationship, and you're trying to now pass the blame elsewhere. You're trying to find an excuse of why these things are happening and why you're not the problem and someone else has to be the problem. That's exactly what Stacey's doing. They're trying to put the problem and the blame onto her sister, rather than being like, you know what, I need to look at this and see where I'm going wrong and see where my husband's going wrong, and then to see obviously what we can do moving forward. But the problem is, though, it's easier for her to put the blame on somebody else. Why? Because she doesn't want her relationship with Florian to actually come to an end. If she was in a position where she understood that maybe it may have to come to an end, then she'd be more than happy to hold herself accountable, as well as hold him accountable too. But she's afraid to cross that line because she doesn't want the relationship to go kaput. In fact, Stacey thrives with the fact that she's got a more of a stable relationship than Darcey has, in my opinion.
You're all single. How dare you? How dare you? You don't want me to be happy. You don't look happy. Either. I am happy when you're not around.
Crazy work. But listen, even if Stacey isn't happy because of Florian, it doesn't give Darcey the right to try and tell Florian that he should be single and leave her sister. Do you see what I'm saying? That is their battle, and if they want to go for that battle, fantastic. If they don't, it's on them.
Do you ever think about like you're better off single?
Stacey.
No, I'm asking you.
I know. Stacey, I know.
Do you wish you were single?
Crazy question. But I understand why she's asking. Right now she's a bit under the influence. She's trying to see if she can get answer out of him, to see obviously if they can progress from there some way somehow. This is probably one of the few times she's actually shown bravery to actually ask a question that can play an impact based on what direction they should go next.
I do.
Say, shut your mouth, serious, like enough.
No, don't tell me to shut my
Face. Enough.
So obviously here, Stacey does say that, sometimes I wish I was single. I don't believe that she believes that. She was just saying this to try and trigger him to say the same thing back, or to try and get him to be honest in some form. But he shut it down. Respectfully, I understand why he shut it down, because he doesn't want the conversation to escalate to directions where it doesn't need to go to in his eyes. Because maybe he is happy, he just doesn't want to, make things worse. Or there's the other part where, he shut it down because he genuinely does know that he doesn't want to be there anymore, and he just doesn't want to say it right now. But some people do try and hang in there for a bit longer than they need to. I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, when it comes to these two, it is very, very clear that their relationship is obviously on the rocks massively. And the only way you can do better is if they focus on themselves rather than Darcey. Bringing Darcey into into this last resort was just a dumbass idea. You cannot tell me that her relationship with her husband is determined on her relationship with her sister. Yeah, these things do happen, but this is still your relationship. If you can't create that boundary with your sister, then that's you gotta figure it out. It just seems too much as if it's all become a blame game. And when it becomes a blame game, that's never a good picture. Do you see what I'm saying? Either way, though, I guess obviously, we have to wait and find and see obviously what happens moving forward with their relationship. But as far as I'm aware, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Stacey and Florian, Stacey is right now trying to use her sister as a scapegoat rather than try and actually, have these conversations. And even I've noticed in this season, when they've tried to tackle certain things, but with the therapist, they haven't really tackled much, to be honest. But a lot of the time they tackle things, it's literally pushing things under the rug. That's what it is. I mean, obviously, Stacey will cry a little bit. He would then say a few words to comfort her, and then after that, everything's happy as Larry. They don't actually ever get to the core of any of the issues. They don't do nothing. They just let it slide and keep going. Yeah, all I know is this: their relationship issues are far deeper than any impact that Darcey has made in their relationship. Darcey is a very small part of it, very small part of it. Purely because they've had issues before Darcey. Yeah, which are still kind of continuing till now. Nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.